What is up, my veggies? My name's VTR, and welcome back to another movie review. Today we're wrapping up the Jeepers Creepers franchise with Jeepers Creepers Reborn. Do I have to read the synopsis? Really? I guess for the sake of consistency, we'll read it. Chase and Lainey, I think I'm saying that right, head to the Horror Hound Festival, which I think is a real thing. I don't know. Don't quote me on that. I think that's a real thing. Where Lady begins to experience unplanned phenomenons and disturbing visions associated with the town's past, and in particular the local legend of the Creeper. The festival gets underway and the blood-soaked entertainment builds into a frenzy. Laney believes that there's something unearthly has been summoned and that for the first time in 23 years the Creeper is back. This movie sucks. Like, it's really bad. It's probably one of the worst horror movies I have ever seen. And that's not even a joke. Like, this movie is really bad. Like, I don't even know where to start with how bad it is. First off, the story... So, this movie is out of Victor Salva's hands. So, it goes in a completely different direction. I don't know if you'd say it goes in a completely different direction. It's a reboot, definitely. And obviously I'm not going to get into all the stuff about Victor Salva again. We don't even discuss that here. But this movie is so bad. Like, I'm not even joking. It is so bad. I don't even know where to start. I really don't. The acting is horrendous. These people don't sound like real people. The Creeper makeup redesign, whatever, looks awful. The kills in this movie are done to a very just not good. I don't know. There's so much more that can be done. The characters are annoying and unlikable. There's stuff that's brought up that goes nowhere. It's like, the movie's dumb. It's so dumb. For Pete's sake, the story behind the movie makes more sense. Apparently, the movie was actually made without the rights holders even knowing. Like, the people that, like, distribute the movie or whatever. It's something like that. And apparently there's a court case going on. This is real life, by the way. And the movie still somehow got released. It's crazy. Go look into it if it interests you. But it's really crazy and all over the place with that. But this movie... Oh my goodness. This movie is... bad, guys. Like, it's really bad. And also, these movies, like, for some reason, they mess with the whole, like, what the Creeper's about. It feels like this is not... The Creeper wants this girl's pregnant and he wants the baby, I think? It's hard to even know what the motivation... And there is some cool ideas here. Like, there's one where it actually shows the Creeper coming back out after 23 years. But it looks weird and off, and I don't know. And I know when this movie was filmed and everything, but, like, this movie looks empty. It looks empty. And the movie just looks bad with bad, like, green screening. There's literally a scene where, like, they're walking through this field or the cemetery, whatever it is, and this dude's foot clips through some, like, digital grass or whatever it was. It looks really bad. The movie is just all over the place with its story, its characters, its acting. I feel bad for anyone that I feel really bad for anyone that had to see this movie in a theater because it's that bad. This had like a couple day release in theaters, and it was I hate to see. I don't know. This movie's really bad though. Like, it's hard for me to even talk about it, how bad it is. Like, the pacing, the editing, the characters. There is nothing good about this movie. It starts out with like this kind of retelling of the first movie with an old couple, which feels like, okay, you're kind of like acknowledging the originals, or no, we're not. Like, what? It makes no sense. You come out of this movie with more questions than answers. Questions that you don't answer. That you don't even. At least with the last movie, they were building up to something, and that movie's bad too. But like this, not. I would rewatch that movie before I'd rewatch this one. This is one of the worst movies I've ever seen. Definitely in the horror genre, one of the worst. And there's some bad movies in the horror genre, but this movie is atrocious to watch. It is horrible. Like, the motivations of the creeper doesn't make any sense. The visions this chick keeps having, because you gotta have like a psychic in these movies, just that makes no sense. There's literally this whole this weird cosplay montage scene in the movie that also just feels weird. The acting is all the character motivations and everything are weird. There's a character that comes out just to get killed, and this isn't that type of franchise. It's weird. And when you're watching, and they made a new song for Jeepers Creepers. I guess they couldn't get the rights to the Jeepers Creepers. Where'd you get that? They couldn't get the rights to that actual song, but the song, like, it's so cheap. The green screen stuff looks horrible. The way this movie ends, horrible. The way the movie flows and is directed and everything, there is nothing redeemable about this movie. I was hoping maybe this is the reviews I've seen have exaggerated. No, it's really that bad. I have not heard any positives on this. How can a movie be this bad? I don't think I've ever had a movie that I thought was so bad that I could not say a single good thing about it. I don't have any positives. Maybe the cosplay scene was kind of funny, like in a cringe sort of way. No, not even that. It feels so weird and out of place, and it's well done, well acted, and it's just an excuse to make this girl dress up in these cosplays. Like, what the heck? It's literally just an excuse to do that. Like, oh, we need to have this. Like, talking about this movie makes me so mad. I don't know why. This movie is really, really bad. The critics give this movie on Rotten Tomatoes, and you don't see this rating very often on Rotten Tomatoes, a big fat goose egg, 0. And audiences, you definitely don't see this very often, an 8. An 8. And if I scroll down to the reviews, none of them are positive. These are freaking everything. It feels like a chore to get through. This movie felt like it is boring too. Like, I was watching this with my buddy and he almost fell asleep watching this. Like, that's how it's boring. It is so boring, and it was such a slog to get through. And I cannot believe that this is, oh my gosh, I'm scrolling through the Rotten Tomatoes audience reviews. There is none of them that are... Okay, there's actually a couple that have... Okay, I found one positive review, but I'm not going to read it off. But the movie's really bad. It's badly acted. Bad effects, bad story, bad writing, plot points that don't go anywhere, plot points that make no sense.
characters that make no sense. I can't tell you any of their names, even though I read the synopsis of it. I couldn't tell you any of these. And the one dude's obsessed with the Legend of the Creeper, but that doesn't even feel like it goes anywhere. The whole thing, they're both really like. One of them is like the boyfriend guy is like he's got the whole he's trying to propose thing. So we haven't seen that 1,000 times, and also he's also a giant conspiracy nut, which is one of those annoying characters. Not even in like it's a funny kind of way. No, he's straight up annoying. And then the other one is like, oh, you believe, and I only believe in the facts, girl, and blah 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 blah. And they're both such annoying characters to watch. There's nothing likable about anything in this movie. And I don't even know. This is such a bad movie. I don't even know what to rate it. Like, that's... Like, I've never been this distraught over a movie. At least when I watched Wish Upon, at least I knew what to say, what to rate about that movie and everything a few years back. That was probably the worst horror movie I've seen. Probably one of the worst, at least. Standalone, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, that's one of the ones that come to mind when I think of the worst horror movie. That's one that comes to mind. But this one, I am I can't give this movie a 0 out of 5 because that just doesn't feel like a right rating. I don't feel like you can give this a 0 out of 5. That just feels wrong. I don't know. Something like that doesn't feel like you shouldn't rate a movie that way. But I really want to give it a 0 out of 5 because this is a horrendous film. There is nothing redeeming. It is so hard. It's got to be some kind of achievement to make a movie where it is so difficult to find anything to remotely say, okay, that was alright. No, there's nothing. I cannot think of a single positive thing to say about this movie. It's really, really bad, and I don't know what else to say. Like, this movie sucks. I don't know what to rate it. A 0 out of 5. I feel like a 0 is cheating. I feel like 0 is cheating for a review. So I give it half a star out of 5. Because this movie is bad. I wouldn't feel right giving a movie a 0, even though I feel like this deserves it. But personally, I just don't feel right as a reviewer to give a movie a 0. That's why a lot of times when you see reviews, you can't really go any lower than half a star. There's not really anything. So if I go on Rotten Tomatoes here, actually, everything, the lowest they are is half a star. So, half a star. That's it. That's all I got to say for this review, guys. And yes, you may have saw the intro at the beginning of the video. Yes, this is still part of Rejudge Scooby Frights. If you didn't see the last video, Rejudge Scooby Frights will be continuing all the way through November 15th. So keep an eye out for all those, and I will see you guys in the next video. Let's hope whatever our next horror franchise is better than this. Bye!